I'm Gordon.
And I'm Jesse.
I'm Mariana, and we're here with Nicholas Eliopoulos, a film and digital editor.
Hi there.
Thanks
Great.
for joining us.
Great to be here. All right. Avid.
I know.
Yeah.
How long have you been working on an Avid?
Oh, gee, since the early 80s. That's a long time.
So I think it was Avid 1
Yeah, the very first Avid machine. Absolutely wonderful.
that you had to restart.
It took me only 2 or 3 years to get the hang of it.
What,
moving over from film.
Restarting or
Oh yeah,
editing?
it froze a lot. Yeah. I don't think that was you. I think that was the computer.
Really?
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit of what you've worked on? And
Oh gosh, yes. Well, I started as a sound editor, then I became a film editor, and now I'm doing documentaries. I'm here launching my new company, Hollywood Central, and 2 new documentaries
We've got some show and
all
tell.
right, nice.
Yeah.
So what made you make the jump back in the day from sound to picture?
Oh, well, I'd always wanted to do picture. I'd done that independently, like for Roger Corman in the days, but I wanted to get into the union. So the only openings they had were for sound editors. So I got to do that, and I worked on big pictures. I got a Golden Reel for Out of Africa. I got an Emmy for Wallenberg, A Hero Story. And then I got over to having done sound on Foul Play. You were just talking about Steve Cohn. He was on that.
Love that movie.
Yeah, that
Love
was so
that
much
movie.
fun.
Esme. The snake. Good scenes with the
Dudley
pack of
Moore,
cigarettes.
Oh my gosh. And then I got over with working with Colin Higgins, the director, and went over to do 9 to 5. And I'd been such a fan of animation all these years, I got to supervise the animation sequence for Lily Tomlin in the fantasy sequence. So we hand painted with Disney animators 14,000 animation stills. And I also did the sound on that movie. And then when I did his 3rd picture, Best Little Whorehouse in Texas, I became a full editor.
So you did picture and sound on that same film?
No, well, I did picture if you call animation picture.
Yeah.
But I did supervise the sound on 9 to 5, and then in his next film, Best Little Whorehouse in Texas, I was a full editor. Yeah, and but I started doing Avid on independent pictures. Gene LeBrock had this small movie, Strong City, and you know, it broke me in from film.
Yeah.
You know, I started on the Moviola way back in the day, and
That's so exciting. So I wanted to ask you, what is this here?
Oh, that's my Academy pin, member of the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences.
Wow.
Love to go to
Yeah,
the
I see a little
Oscars.
Oscar on it. Yeah.
Yes, I'm trying to get one of those.
But you have an Emmy. You
I
won
have an Emmy. That was exciting.
And a Golden Reel.
Golden Reel, and that's right, for Out of Africa, and yeah, and I just
You've
started
got a
doing.
lot of hardware.
Well, what I'm doing now is on Avid 6 is documentaries. I did 3 documentaries, and I just finished this one on Mary Pickford in the early silent era, the first 25 years of film. And it happens to be her birthday today. The first movie star, Mary Pickford.
I got a signed copy.
So she got a signed copy. It's she's 121 years old if she was still around.
As a Canadian, I have to say there is a little, there's a plaque on the street where she was born or where she came from, and it says this is where she's from and everything.
It's very odd that America's sweetheart would be a Canadian. You know? And we went up there. We were invited by the Toronto International Film Festival, and we showed our film for Canada Day, and she was very proud of being a Canadian. She loved that. Yeah.
So you're on a MacBook, which you've never edited on before.
No, I just got it. MacBook Pro with a Retina display and
you're on,
Avid 6.
Yeah, 6.5 I think you're
6.5,
on, right? Yep,
I-
6.5. So, and you're just learning.
Well, yeah, it's a little
Getting
learning
back into
curve.
it.
Because usually when I worked, like when I did Law and Order Criminal Intent the first season, I had all the assistants, you know, to digitize and do all that. Now doing my documentaries, I'm the guy all the way around, you know. So.
What made you choose to go with a MacBook, go portable?
Because I'm not settled right now. I've been traveling around a lot. I went to Brazil and shot some footage, and I was in Iceland last summer.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to have this to work on this documentary and bring it along with the hard drive.
So you would shoot and just start cutting at those locations?
No, those I just got footage. I was just shooting on another project down the line.
Okay.
And that's going to be edited somewhere else. But this particular documentary I'm doing on Colin Higgins called Celebrating Laughter, about all of his films, because I worked with him so much. And that one, I interviewed, God, everybody. Dolly Parton, Jane Fonda, Lily Tomlin, Dom DeLuise when he was alive. So I'm carrying all this footage around because I keep doing different versions and noodling with it, you know. And so I don't want to stop working on it. So it was
You're
more
an editor.
portable.
Yeah.
It was more portable.
That's so exciting.
Yeah.
And then you're going to be doing another documentary, right, on the Dali Museum,
Yes,
or Salvador Dali,
Yes, I just...
in my neck of the woods.
That's right. I'm going to
Yeah,
come down
Tampa.
and see you. Tampa and St. Petersburg. I just started this a project on Salvador Dali. He's quite a character. He's got some great footage with the Marx Brothers, with Walt Disney, with Hitchcock. So it's all about his Hollywood years, particularly, even though he has a vast career. But I just thought he was very eccentric enough. And my fellow producer, Elizabeth Wood Coldicott, who did the Mary Pickford with me, she's joining me on this, and she's going to use it as her doctorate degree. She does American history, not that Dolly's part of American, but so she's going to get her degree, and I'm going to do the documentary. We'll see what happens.
That's exciting.
So how did you transition into doing all doc work now? Has that always been a goal?
Well, I moved back to the Midwest for a while because my mom was turning 100 years old and going strong, and I had to look out for her, so I couldn't really work in Hollywood. So I thought, well, I don't want to just buy a house here and sit around. And then I started doing documentaries. I did one in Russia, on the fall of Russia. That started when I was still in LA. And another one with Ted Danson on ecology and stuff. And so I kind of liked being my own boss.
Yeah.
You know, I forgot that, you know, when you're working
You miss
the
the
system,
assistants, though, right?
I
You miss
miss
the
that.
assistants.
That I miss. But I like the fact that producers don't come over my head, you know, and say,
And tell you how to
cut this
cut."
out, take this out.
You know?
Could be my own boss.
Right,
And I'm
right.
harder on myself maybe than they would be.
Better hours.
Yeah, exactly. And you travel all over. I mean, how many postcards? I get one from here, there, and everywhere.
Well, after I was free from the Midwest, I haven't moved back to LA quite all the way yet in Palm Springs. And I've just been enjoying going to all these places. Last year I went to England. I went down to Paris because they did a stage play of Colin Higgins' Harold and Maude. He wrote Harold and Maude. And they did it in France as a stage play. So we filmed part of that and interviewed the cast for this documentary. So a lot of excuses to go to different places.
That's exciting.
Get back
Very
kind of freedom.
exciting.
Yeah, but Avid's been there for me. It's so great. I love working on it. I love taking those little trims off, you know, and making, because I'm very particular in the flow and the speed of how shots work, how the whole documentary goes. And you know, in this Mary Pickford project, because I was a sound editor, I ended up searching the planet for all of these interviews that she did because I never met her. And I got about 18 hours of audio. I cut it all down and have her narrate half of her own documentary.
How exciting. Wow.
And Michael York does the other half. But everybody kept saying, well, how did you bring Mary Pickford in for looping? I said, you know, we adjusted the sound and everything. You know? I said, no, I edited all
the
that.
magic of post.
You got to be
the
a sound
magic.
freak to sit there and do all that, you know.
That's exciting.
Well, do you have any recommendation for Avid editors who are just now getting started?
Well, you know, people ask that. I just got an email from a kid in the Midwest who wants to come out here. And I think, see, what I started doing home movies on 8mm and just editing them. But I sort of had a forte for editing. So I just tell young people, just edit as much stuff as you can on anything you can get a hold of. Because the more you actually do it, the better you become. And internships, there's a lot of different ways to get involved. And it's kind of hard working for free sometimes. But
when you're younger, you know, you have that more that opportunity or luxury to do it than when you're older.
You do, and I was lucky. I got accepted at the American Film Institute as an editing fellow back in the day. And so you work with young people that turn out to be big-time producers later. So it's great to do projects for them, you know, when they're starting out.
You can say, I knew you when.
And I think it's key. I mean, a lot of times people say you either need to live in New York or LA to get work, but when your situation changed, you found a new venue.
I did. And it worked out really good. And now, really, LA is not really the head of. I mean, it's global now. And with YouTube, my God, that's a whole different ballgame.
Yeah.
You know, we got production going, so many Discovery people. Just keep working at it. Don't give up.
That's great.
Anything else you'd like to add?
Well, thank you for having me over here today.
It's been great.
This woman is wonderful. Oh, kisses.
Well, thank you. I'm Jesse with Post Chat.
I'm Gordon.
Mariana with Avid. And Nicholas.
Bye from Nicholas Eliopoulos.
Thank you.